our longest trusted English newspaper since 1898. Now available digitally. Computer, order the Manila Times Digital Edition. Subscribed. Get the Manila Times Digital Edition for less than 2 pesos and 50 centavos per day when you sign up for 1 year. The Manila Times, news source of choice, trusted since 1898.
Greetings, thank you for lending an ear to the Voice of the Times for Saturday, June 4, 2022. For today's editorial, new ADB loan will generate more value than cost. Given the degree to which government debt has become a popular concern of late, the announcement by the Asian Development Bank or ADB earlier this week that it had approved another $400 million loan to the Philippines was likely not well received by many people. However, this is one instance in which government borrowing will truly be an investment that will return much more to the economy than it costs. The policy-based loan, which is officially called the Support Capital Market Generated Infrastructure Financing Program Subprogram 2, is described by ADB as intended to help the Philippine government further deepen the country's domestic capital markets and increase the supply of long-term finance, especially for infrastructure development, which is crucial for the country's sustained economic growth. The program aims to build an efficient domestic debt market and increase institutional participation in the market, especially from insurance and pension funds. In its press release announcing approval of the new loan, ADB noted that the Philippines' infrastructure funding gap is estimated to be 2 trillion pesos per year through 2030. The ultimate reasoning behind the loan is that domestic funding sources are the best option for financing infrastructure development, as well as presumably other development initiatives of the government. In order to tap those domestic resources, however, the Philippines' seriously underdeveloped financial markets need to expand and improve. Thus, that is the focus of the new loan. A key focus of the policy loan is to facilitate expansion and reforms of the Philippines' financial markets to take advantage of a great deal of currently untapped resources in pension funds and the insurance sector. In other countries, these make up the majority of domestic capital that is invested in government financing instruments such as bonds, but the opposite is true here in the Philippines. In Malaysia, for example, pension funds and insurance make up nearly 80% of the domestic capital market in the Philippines. These account for just 12%. Likewise, the coverage of pension funds and insurance is among the lowest in ASEAN, and public expenditure on social protection and other benefits for people above the statutory retirement age is among the lowest in the world at a mere 0.6% of gross domestic product or GDP. The objective of enhancing and expanding the financial market through focusing on pension funds and insurance seeks to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, so to speak. One outcome would be the increase in domestic capital invested in instruments that can be used to finance infrastructure and other development. The second outcome, which is perhaps more important, is to improve the financial condition of Filipino retirees, the majority of whom have grossly inadequate incomes and must rely on their families for basic support. As ADB points out, the majority of pension assets under management in the Philippines are from public funds such as SSS and GSIS, but only about 38.4% of the economically active population participates in these, compared with over 92% in the US, 61% in Singapore, and 46% in Malaysia. Worse still, less than 20% of the population aged 60 or older receives benefits from these funds. What the government will specifically use the fresh funding from ADB for is not entirely been fleshed out, but one area strongly recommended by ADB is the comprehensive improvement of the Social Security System, or SSS. This would entail, among other things, expansion of its coverage, rationalization of benefits, which in this case mainly refers to significantly increasing them, and most likely increasing premiums to ensure its long-term sustainability. Where enhancing the financial markets come into this picture is in providing SSS, as well as other institutional and individual investors, more accessible investment options. Thus, while it may be alarming to some that the government has taken down on another sizable chunk of debt with the new ADB loan, this particular borrowing offers the prospect of broad economic gains, many orders of magnitude greater than the loan's cost, which in any case has been offered on terms that are far more accommodating and cheaper than most other debt incurred by the government. And that's the editorial for Saturday, June 4, 2022. For more news and information, get a copy of the Manila Times on print, subscribe to its digital edition, or log on to www.manilatimes.net. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, and listen to the voice of the Times.